Well, right. I'll take off. Be back in a second. A little love. All right, so got my beadlocks. Came in. Want to say thanks to Justin over at the backyard. I ended up ordering a set that inadvertently were out of stock at the particular point, but it still showed one on the website. So Justin busted his butt to get these beadlocks done and back to him, and then packed up and shipped out to me right away. So thanks for all the extra effort, Justin. I really appreciate it. If you're looking for beadlocks or other accessories, Justin over at the backyard has some pretty decent stuff for your slash-based rig. He has a metal front bulkhead that isn't 0 degree, it's 2.5 degrees. That's a real nice bulkhead. The 2.5 degree adds a little caster or a camber, I think, whichever it is, kickback, and it allows that tracking a little bit better in the front. And people using them say they do like it better than a full 0 degree because they do get a little better steering control out of them. He's got a motorizer, aluminum motorizer. He did have a at one time he was selling a 3D printed 2.5 degree front bulkhead, but he's ditched those and went to an aluminum, 6061 piece that's been machined, obviously. I'm running the drag race concepts. I didn't run across Justin's the backyard RC stuff when I got my bulkheads, so I wasn't aware of them, or I might have got one to try. And I've got 3 Traxxas rigs, so I probably won't build many more Traxxas rigs, but if I do build another one, I'll probably put one of his bulkheads in and give it a run. All right, so this is for my 13.5 rig. Proline F11 rims and Big Daddy wheels, tires. And there's a lot of question on foams on these. I've seen some people are saying no foams. Some people are saying it's too much. It's too floppy with no foams. Some people are saying stock foams, tape them for sure. Other people are saying use the better foam taped up out of the like Hoosiers or whatever. I've got Crawler Innovations in my other rigs. Is what I've got in there, so those work out pretty well. I've thought, I can see why these might not do so well. Let's see here, I'm on the right piece here. I've seen other people say they've taken these foams and then cut them down, smoothed off the face so it's flat. And these ones already got a little tore up. I had them taped and took the tape off them, so they're already a little tore up. I may just try to trim these flat because these are going to be a little floppy in there, and the tire's not going to fill all the way. And I've seen a few people saying that, so I think that's what I'm going to do on this. I did have one concept, one thought about it when I was looking at stuff, and I wasn't sure if it was going to work, but I thought, what the hell, we'll take a look and see if it does. Yeah, the foam's on backwards there, but that's so thin. I think that'll ride on top of the wheel actually pretty well. That would, that gives it a, that would actually have to probably be trimmed off. that would work. I could cut that off. It would be worth it to try on a pair of these. That's setting, you know, really kind of high on this edge here. But if it was trimmed out, it would drop all the way down. So, I wonder. I've got another set. It's not. Let's shoot it and see what happens. Right down these ribs. And we'll find out. Because I think spinning them around will actually give me that nice flat surface without having to do much. Save this for a minute. Let's leave that on the outside. Push. We'll see how it does. And I think one wrap of tape. Well, one double wrap of tape. I want to see how they kind of go in there, though. See how they fit. Peel off the cat hair. Get myself in here a little better, actually. Need to figure out how to work this thing and get it to actually zoom in a bit better. That would make it a bit of it easier, I think. Just fold in. We'll see how this feels. Like I say, I still want to tape these tires. Back lead out. Pretty empty back there now. Still gotta go in a bit though. Let's see how that fits. Okay. These stock bones aren't any wider. Actually, these are even thinner than the blues as far as width. Kind of surprising there. That's not bad. But yeah, not good either. You can see a big old roll. Well, I guess it's gotta be put down. Let me see how she fits together. Let's see, where's my... Yeah, that's still crappy. Don't like that at all. Don't like that at all. So backwards ain't gonna work. Let's try a step forward and see how they end up going. A little better. It's still a little floaty back there. I wonder. I wonder if I can slip this in there. Maybe, just maybe, fill out that outer edge a little better. But these are going to need to be in there first. Let's see what we can do here. Still a little so let's see. Might need to do that. We'll see how this turns out. Actually, not looking too bad. Well, I'm just rolling it in there. I guess first let me do that. See, she's not on the lid yet. Okay, now let's see. Yeah, still weak out there. Still not that great. Try it one more time. And let's see. See if that gets a little bit better. Not really. Damn, I just run these with no foams. May actually be the way to go. So once we get her kind of snapped together, a little better. Still not that great. I'm half tempted to see what I can do about just using some shoe glue and sealing this thing out. I just don't like the way that sets. Doesn't set smooth, rolls the edges up. Alright. Peel that out, because that ain't gonna work. Worth a try. We'll raise our crap without it. Very much so. They'll end up looking the same. I like a poopy. Still pulling that. Okay, we'll try those stock bones and see what it looks like. They're flat, even though they're not full, they're flat. Let's put these out of the way. Don't have a side cut for them. If I pull these over the lip, I know it's going to push up a tad. like crap too. Look like poop too. Yeah, it might not be bad. Stock phones aren't the greatest. It feels like it needs to pull on the back of this tire more. I didn't think through these things all that well, I don't think. I guess we can give it a try. Worst case scenario, we'll take it apart and just yank the foams out. See the other guy saying that they've got the other foams in. I guess I could try that on this other tire. So I still gotta take it apart and see how it feels with the pair of the stock phones. I didn't like the other ones flipped. And I doubt I'll care for these ones, but we'll put one together and try. This is the one with the foam in it, dummy. Fix that up. Slip that bead on, get it sitting well again. This one apart. Roll, lay in there a little better. So right in there, all the way into the front part of the carcass. Well, make sure that fits good. I'm gonna do that. Getting it on there. We'll see how it looks with this phone. Too bad going on. Sometimes they're a pain. These big daddies being wider may even be more of a pain. Let's see. There. Let's see if we can get them to lay a little better. Work this bead in and around. Okay. Let's lay a little bit better on that side. Too bad. See what it looks like once we get her together. If that's right, maybe. Sounds like it's not quite. Usually it's just kind of snapped together a little bit. Put it together without popping in place. Now, this is the rounded foam, and this is the stock Pro Line foam that comes with it. Stock Pro Line foam definitely, or the stock Big Daddy foam, I should say, looks and feels better than the blues. So I'm gonna disagree with the people who say they like to feel the Pro Line or Hoosier foam. These are out of Hoosiers. Both sets are out of Hoosiers. So I'm gonna disagree with them. They like the Hoosier foam better than the stock Big Daddy foam. Big Daddy foam is softer. It's flat, so there's no crown in the tire. It doesn't fill the tire out, so it's not like hard or firm. It's a soft, spongy foam. Open cell, obviously, so we'll get wet. But overall, I think that foam feels better in the tire. Make sure it's all set here. Do the same thing and make sure we're kind of pulled up into the front spot of the tire. So I think that's kind of more important than anything. Although it does leave a big old gap on the outside. I wonder if that if I do it that way, because that barely just gets in there like it's supposed to. Sure, she's all seated up front. And there's a big old gap on the outside. So if I can, we'll try that. I wouldn't mind hacking it out even more. Let's see. If I do this Big Daddy's there, then line that up with it. Oh, stand up a minute, something my back bothers me. All right, start working this on the top. Okay, this around and work this foam better. Yeah, these can be kind of a pain in the ass getting this stuff figured out the first time. Once you got it figured out, then it goes pretty good because you can repeat what you did originally, except things like that. All right, let's do something different. The way that pen's being a pain in the arse. Get back in there. Back. Smooth. Right on the front. Okay. Set smooth. Side again. Tedious stuff. Trying to push that little bit of blue foam over the line there is a tedious pain in the arse. Especially to get it laying in there the way it's supposed to. So that ain't too bad. I might do that with the other one. Kind of fills that out and lets it kick down a tad like it's supposed to. Yeah, that does look better. This one has the extra bit of foam in it. That one doesn't. So Dr. Bob, Dr. Bob. Let's see if we can maybe take this up, cutting a slice in it along the length. Try the other one, it's a little sharper. Okay. Okay. Let's make sure that's in all the way. Looks good. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. I think after I get these beadlocks on and these things set, that's going to set a lot nicer. Let's see, I want to roll that way. here. It's a little closer, a little bit more. Trying to roll the tire around the rim to get her in the right spot. Help make it center a little bit better. I think that's going to be close. Yep, that's pretty close. A little bit, smidge more. And there's my thread. There we go. I can look at that. Yeah, these look, just fits in there a lot better. A little bit of foam just rolling over the edge there on the inside of these things. Make sure my front is sitting smooth all the way around. Okay. This in here. There, she snapped into place like she's supposed to. Yeah, that just sets a lot better with that little bit of foam out there. It's a little work and a little push, and make sure my front beads are setting now into the right groove and fully into it. That feels like it snapped in there a little bit better finally. So it sounds like I'm going to be getting busy again, at least a little bit, finally. Might be down at Farmington area for a bit, doing some remodel. Nice to actually hear that there's a little bit starting to kick up. I don't know how busy it's going to keep me. It might only be a couple of days a week. It's all contract work, so I just, get paid by a job and go do a job and get it done and get paid for it. Not really any hours or anything like that. The faster I work, the more I make. The slower I work, the less I make. I get paid for the whole job at, whatever it is I'm doing, I get paid for that part of it, and I can get it done. If I get it done in 2 hours, that's my pay is half what I got paid for 2 hours. If I get it done in 20 hours, it's, whatever it is. That's the way contract works. It's really not hourly pay. You can make as much or as little as you want, depending on how hard you want to bust out what the job is. Yeah, I like that. I think that looks better. That seems to be a little bit smoother. They're not as kicked out as much. They're a little bit more flat across the profile. No little tear up here. Still a little bit there. And maybe a line of tape around them might work before they get together. I might take them apart and throw a piece of tape on, but I think I'm going to try them just like that. It should be pretty good on the 13.5. Reduced rotating mass. And let's take a look at our rings. I got the corrupted carbons on the other 2 rigs, and they're all out of stock. And I checked it out and talked with Justin. He was just getting his Beadlock rings done up here a month and a half, 2 months ago, and decided to go ahead and grab a set. And when I ordered them, they're still a little out of stock. but that's all right. Decent looking rings, a little lightened. No, I see what some people are talking about doing. I haven't done this with my other two. Is they're actually talking about putting a rough edge on them, but these actually look like they're not real super shiny. They actually are kind of a little rough edge on them, on the back edge. I think that'll work. But yeah, he's been doing his, got them milled, got like a little inset flower decal, if you will. So we're gonna work with a pair of these. And we'll see how we do. Very slow with these things. Don't go fast. Kind of slipping a little bit there. Okay. Let's go ahead and finish them up by hand. Really why I want to drive it by hand and not use a machine, because they slip, and once they start slipping on these aluminum nuts. I'm up in Michigan, Joshua. Not sure if you're still here or not. I just seen your thing pop up here and wasn't there 2 minutes, a couple minutes ago anyways. Yeah, I'm up in the thumb area of Michigan, actually, right about, if you look at Michigan on a map, I guess you're looking at it about this way. At least I think it's right here. Or if you're on this side, right up here, in a little area called Midland. Dang it. Hate when these little things do that. But that is the tears of aluminum screws. Alright, this one's already cracked. sadly, back this one out gently. Alright, let me try this bit. Got it out some, not enough, but that's alright. Enough that I can move without smoking on this beadlock and messing it up. That's why you buy extras. Okay. Man, this track 2 is okay. Try and be careful with these blue ones. They seem to be a little bit more delicate than the red and green ones. So let me do this. Make life a little bit easier. We'll do a little pre-threading. I'm going to do them all too. Use a stainless steel screw. Cut in threads. And that should make it a lot easier for the aluminums to thread in. I should have done this on the other set. And okay, now slide this thing back in there. Okay. Good place to go here. Alright. That one's set. Go half and half. That way I know they're nice and solid, and I've got the other ones over there. So these will go in and lock her down nice and snug. Cut out some of that rotational weight. Try to thin them up somewhat. Cool. Okay. Those are a little longer than the other ones I've got here. I think I should have a few more. I know I do. Yeah. There they are. That's the right ones. Throw these in there and finish this up. These are a little different. Not as shiny as the other ones. Oh, I know, that's the ones I got from. Actually, that might work. That probably is it. The ones I got from Carbon. These are the other Pro Line ones, which is what I'm using here. Is that you still in there, Josh? Joshua there, I think? Or is that somebody else? Is that my YouTube censor? Making sure I don't talk about, you know, stolen votes from China or anything. Or a fraudulent president. Or vice president, for that matter. Or anything like that. You surely wouldn't want me discussing the coronavirus and how non-dangerous and the common coldish the coronavirus actually is. I won't say any of those things, so don't worry, YouTube. I won't talk about the fact that the coronavirus has been far less deadly than the normal flu. We won't talk about that at all, I promise. He's in here and give him a hand turn at the end. Put a little rotational mass with the aluminum screws. About 4 grams per 6 screws. I think is what I measured off. So you do drop a little rotational mass. This being on my 13.5, that's, you know, every little bit of gram on rotational mass is going to be important. It is on any rate, but 13.5 is probably a little bit more because you just ain't got all that motor push. Okay, I think that will work. Drop these back in here. Okay, these set up in the backyard. These are all stainless steel screws that these companies are sending with them, whether that's Proline or Corrupted Carbon or Backyard or any of the other companies out there. I had to buy these and pick them up off the flea bay. They weren't actually too bad for decent aluminum bolts. Okay, that can go in there. These two can go back in my Redshift box. What did I do with that? Yeah, that's the low CG. That's the Slashdit box. Those can go there. Flush the bag. Set there. That's heavy steel beadlock rings can go there. Screw sets can go up there. Bubble wrap can go there. What did I just knock off? Something. Where is it? Oh yeah, so I can see the nuts. Black aluminum wheel nuts. First, less rotating moss. So here, put these things back. So actually, yeah, I think that really isn't all that bad compared to what they looked like with just the stock foams or no foams. That seems to be a little more defined there, I think. So yeah, that may be the way to go. Take a pair of regular foams, cut the little lip off that hangs over the rim from like a pair of Hoosiers or Reactions. I had my pair because I put Deuce's Wild foams in my Hoosier tires. Add that little bit of foam here to the outside with stock foam for the big daddies, and that actually don't look too bad. I mean, it's not the greatest, but it's better than what it was. Okay, feels like I gotta knock these out sometimes. Those MIP hexes get stuck in there. It would have been nice if they set a Allen wrench and a set screw just to help hold her in place. Go ahead and put these puppies in place and on. Before I do that, I need a hex. Really? Okay, we'll go to the head one on there. Here we go. Look in. trim it back down. All right. Yes. I think that's the way to go. Made those tires filled out a little bit better. So you see they're sitting a little more better on the surface profile. Not teardrop down here on the inside edges is no as bad. They still got a little push down, but they used to, even worse with those other foams or just the stock foams without that other slice. So I would suggest that would be the way to go. Is take your one set of wheels, trim off your one set of foams, trim off the little lip that goes around the outside of your, SCT beadlock rings on the back side, that thin piece that goes over the rim. Trim that off, stuff that on the back side of your stock foam on your Big Daddy, and go to there and put your beadlocks in. That seems to be better than no foam, which is how I had them when I started. I didn't have any foams in them, and they're fairly floppy and wrinkly. Then I put the stock foams in. Now I didn't tape them, and they may expand, but I'm on a 13.5, so they really shouldn't expand or expand very much if they do. But if they do, I'll take them apart and tape them up. Got some Gorilla Tape to handle that. Now all I gotta do is wait a couple days more. My Team Brood carbon fiber pad will be in, or pads. I got one for each of the rigs, for all three of them. So I picked up two 2-packs, so I'll have a spare. So my carbon fiber slipper pad will be in Octagon, so I can put the Revolution Design slipper system in the rest of it, and then paint. I still got, looks like, one wire to run. I got to run my ESC to receiver wire, get that set, and then she is pretty much ready to go. And we'll see how she does. 13.5 wise. Shouldn't be too bad. I think, it should do pretty well. I got Backyard RC ceramic bearings. These are Backyard RC Beadlock rings I just installed. You can see these ceramic bearings, man. These things just go and go and go. And I got those to the whole drivetrain, all the carriers, and then the entire tranny. Stock bearings in the bell crank on this one. Didn't need ceramics in your bell crank, even though the one rig has them because they was part of the Fast Eddie set. Now, still spinning over there. This one is too a little bit faster. I got this one a little bit better. All right, that one needs a little balance. This one needs a little balance. You can see they're slightly out of balance and rocking. There's a high spot, so I got some stuff I can balance. I'm using blue tack. Nice thing about these Gambler rims, they got little holes on the back side. And I think you can take a little bit, just push it into that hole on the top of the rim on the high side and use a little bit more and dig a little out if you got a little too much and really kind of get them nicely balanced with those. So that's what I'm going to be doing next on this thing, is pulling tires back off and giving them a good balance. That will be the next big project on this. Well, little project. Actually, the next big project is just the octo pad for the slipper clutch and then paint. And I may add 1 or 2 scale. I gotta do a little scale stuff here, obviously. Put that down how it's supposed to be when it's locked and tight. Of course, with 13.5, you need something scaled besides the body. This is the way that came with this body. It's just not mounted traditionally how the wing body goes. The one issue I may have on 13.5, you're supposed to have fully open wheel wells. I did cut those half, so I can open them if I have to. I've got an idea that might get me around that little thing, but I doubt it. Half a wheel is still half a wheel. Half a wheel well is still half a wheel well. But other than that, I gotta do a few stock things. You know, either like a parachute or a blower or bazookas or headers. I'll probably go with some headers, really, and an antenna. But I'm going to use my actual receiver antenna and put a small hole here where the antenna would be, and a little mount so there won't actually be a hole. It'll be for the antenna mount, and the antenna will stick up as a regular radio antenna. And I'll paint my black thing silver so it looks silver, and I got a nice new straight one. I'll get it all stuck up in there so it looks like a regular antenna. That should be kind of cool. I might even be able to make it so I can slide it down or pick it up, which I should be able to do if I'm real careful with my hole and use a little rubber grommet. Use that rubber grommet to kind of hold it. Should hold it up, allow it to flap a little bit, bend a little bit in the wind. I still do have to finish trimming and sanding out the edges on this before I paint too. But that's about it. This one should be those few little things, good to go. Now again, I may have to redo the tires. I may put some different back tires on there at some point. I am going to get a whole nother set of rims, tires, and beadlock rings, carbon fibers, so I have some tires I can swap to right away, depending on conditions. I'll basically have 3 pair of each tire because I've got 3 rigs. So, and then from here out, I'll probably buy like 2 pair of tires or just a single pair of tires that I'll be able to flop between my different rigs as needed. But I'll probably buy 2 pair just so I've got an extra set ready to go to. But that's it. I just want to kind of get these backyard Beadlock rings in place. Feels like a lot of drag on that. But once they're up, they spin so much smoother. And then to figure out where I'm going to start my gearing. I think I've got an 81 tooth spur gear. Team Associated spur gear is what I started with. I may drop an 87 on there because 81 might be much, but 81 should be a good starting point. I'll start with a real low pinion number, 14, 15 on the tooth, 16, something like that, real low, just to get her kind of lined in, tuned in, and straightened up. And we'll start jumping pinion numbers and checking the GNSS data. And I've got the MMAX Pro 160 with the DRC Lite software. I don't know that I'll get much off data logs on this, but I'll have data log capability coming off the motor too, or the EFC, so and motor actually. So that should give me some pretty good information. All right, let's do the last thing here. Get a profile look. She's pretty much done. Of course, 13.5s have no wheelie bar. Take a little, as they say, a walk around. Come down the side. They look pretty nice with those blue every other one. I like it. Nice low body setting, as you can see, real low there. Get her settled down. She'll actually hit on the side. You see she's hitting in front. When she pops up, she sits there nice. Nice little gap. Real low in front though. And then of course you can see how I got her mounted right there. And she a couple of screws down there to block her down. All right, I think I'm gonna call it on that. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for checking it out. Hit that like, that share, and subscribe. Let's grow each other's channels. Subscribe to me, I'll subscribe back. Thanks. Have a good day, man.